We have no mercy for those that come to disrupt the restoration of this struggle. We don't negotiate with anyone. We will never do that. Because when you do things like that, you encourage the same thing to be inside the government, and they will continue to do what they are doing. There's an added that says,
Welcome, fellow Biafrans, lovers of freedom across the world. I welcome you to this amazing platform. Thank you so much for joining me on today's program, and I wish you a very happy new year. Finally, we are now in the year 2025, and as we proceed in the year 2025, we must not forget that we have a lot of responsibilities. Our responsibility in this platform is to give you information and make sure that you have an update on what is going on in Biafra land, more especially things that has to do with the restoration of independent state of Biafra. Today, I am going to share with you a very important video. Please pay attention to this video. In all the information that we see here, you are going to see that they have started again a new deceit to distract us from the restoration of independent state of Biafra. We must not be distracted. It is either Biafra or nothing. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said it to us, and he has not changed his mind. If anybody tries to insinuate that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have changed, that is a lie. Watch this video from beginning to the end. You will understand that the enemies will never give up. And those of us who are focusing on the restoration of Biafra, we must not give up. Do not get distracted, regardless what you hear or what you see. Always remember that it is Biafran first. All eyes must be on the rising sun. Every eye must be on the rising sun. Do not allow yourself to be carried away with things that are happening around you. The restoration of independent state of Biafra is one thing that we must focus on. We have the United States of Biafra now. Let's watch.
Onye ọbụla nwere interest nke ị na-asị maka gịnị Nnamdi Kanu kwụ n'ala ugbu a na gọvanọ si no good morning ka a ga-ekele Nnamdi so good evening onye ọbụla kelewe good evening ọ bụrụ gị ga-ekwe mana ihe mere ndị ji Nnamdi ndị gọvanọ enweghị power iji chi Nnamdi Kanu ndị ji Nnamdi Kanu judiciary na president ji Nnamdi Kanu asla wepụ ya in fact judiciary asịgo ha ya ndị DSS ejide ya na federal government ndị Igbo ga na-akpa ha ndị federal government ha na ndị gọvanọ aka kono hụrụ afọ babalola na onye a na-alụ ọnụ ka akpọrọ gọvanọ ndị ebe onye ashi ọnụ ka akpọrọ gọvanọ ọkwa ndị isi ala ndị obodo ji aga meje so ka anyị nwa bụ ndị Igbo onye ka a na-eji eme ndị mana na-atụ why dey blame gọvanọ ana m blame gọvanọ mụrụ gọvanọ ga-atọhapụ onye na-enye m nsogbu no truth be told
onye ga-apụta okwu aṅa ya ntị karịa gọvanọ
peace ha nwere ụgbọ na-achị ka o jide ha mma ọtọ ha mee ichere asị Nnamdi Kanu nọ ọtọ ha si eme ọha na eze go note ndị ga-achị ịchọrọ a ga-eme otu ahụ Nnamdi Kanu nwere ike ịchịrị pọt ga double cross ha sị ha mba na ha emetere na a ga-emegharị ya ịmakwa ihe wee mee sitatom gọvanọ so n'ọnụ ụlọ nọ sitatom gọvanọ so nọ sitatom they lost total control ịmakwa ihe ọwụ so I'm not saying na ha ekwesịghị ime kama na ihe mezi n'ụwa ihe m na-agwa ha were ya mụrụ na ha ekwesịrị na-elezi ndị ha na-achị anya so that somebody agaghị alakapụta from somewhere nwage ona na ikikere so ha were nke Nnamdi Kanu mụrụ ha tinye anya kpọpụta Nnamdi Kanu ma mere ya enyi ka anyị niile tụkọ uche maka na elele m ihe Nnamdi Kanu na-ebe akwa ọ maka ọdịmma ndị Igbo ọ ya ka ha ji eso so ndị gọvanọ kwuo maka ọdịmma ndị Igbo na Nnamdi Kanu ga-eso
Madam Pinto oge anyị na-eme kwarapụ biko n'otu nkeji enwere m bikwutere okwu na ị chọrọ ihiwe call equim n'aha Maazị Nnamdi Kanu kedu ka ya bụ ihe si aga n'otu nkeji ma ọ bụ
nke ihe ji anyị ugbu a na-abụ anyị na-eme Mother Tongue Day a na-eme ya na 21st February of every year United Nations Mother Tongue Day ụnụ ma na asụsụ anyị n'ala ụnụ ma na ịwa ọrụ anyị ewu ịkwalite Igbo ịkwalite Igbo ka anyị dị mma ka anyị dị na mbụ asụsụ anyị na-anwụ anwụ so n'ihe anyị ji n'aka anyị na-akwalite so mmemme ahụ 21st February anyị na-akpọkwa Igbo niile ọkachasị ndị ọkammụta n'Igbo ndị university na ndị ihe ka anyị nọrọ ebe ahụ kpaa nkata maka anyị ga-eme ya n'Abia steeti. Ihe ọzọ dị mkpa na anyị kwukwere dị a anyị kwukwere kpọ the press conference okwu Rena Mokiri kwuru na okwu Fani Kayode kwuru na ọnya bụ ya m na-ekwu na anyị gbachi nkịtị ndị Igbo na-eme dịka ebubo eburu anyị ọbụ eziokwu. Ha kwuru na Fani si 98% of the coup plotters bụ ndị Igbo. Otu na ihe anyị ji wee sị mba ndị Yoruba ụnụ dị 5, ndị Igbo dị only 7, ha dị 20, ndị Igbo dị 7, Yoruba dị 5, ndị Middle Belt dị ebe 4, then ndị ugwu dị 4. N'ota elu oche 7 shi wụrụ 98% to 20. Ihe awuche ihe anyị wee na-agwa na onye akọsụ dị war Igbo Q. Na-ajụzi Fani Kayode si ya kedu dị ka eji wee gbuo the whole Southerners egbudu ndị Yoruba oshaya ame gosi na ọha na-agba ndị South mgbe okpuru from Edo down to the whole eastern here egburu ha mana ndị Yoruba bụ ndị a na-egbu the same ndị Yoruba and anyị nụkwara na oke wee wepụta Awolowo ka eji wee mee that Q ha rụrụ change history and maka anyị na-agba nkịtị ha kwa agba ha nkịtị otu na ihe anyị sara wee gwa federal gọọmenti nke Rena Mokiri kwuru na-esi isi anyị wee fee federal gọọmenti na a ga-eme ya arrest. Anyị ga-eje ndị DSS leta saa ma ọ na ha anụghị ya cut out ihe ahụ ọ dịrị were dee akwụkwọ wegara ndị DSS ha mee ya ha ga-eme ya arrest. Anyị nwere ike ịga na DSS mee protest. Why couldn't you get I met this chief from Ajawe State arrest 2 years? Onye just no kwuru obere okwu onye wee kwuo okwu ga-amụ Nigeria ọkụ na-agba nkịtị. So which means I never got the federal government ya na ọ bụrụ na o meghọrọ na Mokiri na Fani Kayode arrest anyị na ha federal government dizi aka ha na sponsor another pogrom against the Southeasterners. Anyị kwetazie odo anya na ebubo anyị na-ebo ha na ha na-alụ war na Southeast bụ eziokwu na then ha nwekwa media war by ịdị na-akwụ ndị mmadụ ụgwọ ka ha na-erase issues na-emeke statement game put the rest of the Nigerians against ndị Igbo. Otu n'ihe anyị kwuru de ka ndị Igbo ọbụla onye ọbụla na-ebe ọ na-echele eche ịnụ ebubo ọbụla ebo ndị Igbo lite press conference especially ọnwụ na ị na-ekwu ihe ndị Igbo ndị nta akọ na-enye aka na ọbanata ego ka anyị wee maka na ihe ha ji emegbu anyị were ma achọ ha na control media ọ bụ asị anyị nwa na onwe anyị achọghị control ọwụ ha nwe ya ha na-ekwu anyị na-ekwu ka anyị gwazie Nigeria ka mmanụ ndị ala bụrụ problem ndị Igbo obodo ndị Hausa enwebeghị ebe anyị na ndị Hausa na ose ọ ha ga-ebu propaganda ha tụrapụzie ndị Hausa elite. So also ihe anyị mere na press conference
ọ kabụrụ oge ndị Igbo Voice of the People 90.3 FM oge anyị na-eme kwarapụ ọtụtụ ndị ozi ka nkụ amaghị m ebe m ga-ebido ozi ka nkụ na ụtụtụ a ka m bidogodi ụtụtụ ọma Madam Pinto Adigbo na to handsome Madam Pinto ị na-eme nke ọma jisi ike nwaanyị isiri nnọọ ike isi na Maazị Kolombo nwere ihe ị na-ekwu isi na ọ na-anụkwanụ gị ọkụ n'obi ka enwe ụmụ nwaanyị ndị ọzọ ga-adị ka Madam Pinto bụ ndị ga-elite na-ekwu ka Madam Pinto si ekwu isi na ala anyị bụ Naijiria ghọọla kwa ụbọchị kwa akụkọ ọjọọ. Maazị Kolombo si ojekwu nlela dịkwa ya gaziri gị ụtụtụ ọma Adigbo na to handsome Madam Pinto ụtụtụ ọma ikwuole ihe niile gọọmenti Naijiria bụ nsogbu anyị nwere kedụkwana ka gọọmenti Naijiria ga-esi nye otu onye ikikere ka ọ na-egbu ndị mmadụ. Michael si Aswani ya gaziri gị ụtụtụ ọma Adigbo na to handsome biko bụlụnụ ozi ekele bunyere nnukwu Adigbo Madam Pinto si ya ka o jide nke ojii ka ụbọchị taa mara anyị niile mma. Maazị Aikisi sulere ya gaziri gị Madam Pinto udo dịrị gị na Adigbo na to handsome biko kedụkwanụ ka anyị ga-esi kpọkọta ndị gọvanọ nwere n'ala Igbo ndị sinetọ ndị eze ndị chifu kanselọ ndị ọhaneze ndị ọnụ na-eru n'okwu na ala Igbo nakwa ndị na-egwu okwe ndọrọndọrọ ọchịchị ka ha pụta kwado ESN ichekwa ala Igbo n'ime ọhịa anyị ka ndị ofe mmanụ siri họpụta Amoteko. Chukwu gọzie Madam Pinto dike nwaanyị deme ọmalịcha si ọgwa ọmalịcha ya gaziere gị ụtụtụ ọma Adigbo na to handsome Chukwu gọzie unu maka ọrụ ọmụnụ na arụ asịkwa azịgba ihe ọjọọ akụkọ Naijiria bụ biko asị m unu na-edetakwanụ ya n'asụsụ bekee ka o nwee ike ọgụgụ ya gaziere gị maazị Chikadibia si Shogunle maka ya bụ ozi ezitere anyị. Amarachukwu si Ikeja ndewo maka ya bụ ozi izitere anyị. Nke a toro ogologo oge adịghị ụtụtụ ọmatụ nsọ na-adị Igbo ụmụọma ndị Igbo ekene dịrị unu biko ya bụ nwoke wakporo ụmụaka ndị nwoke a na-etolite etolite bụkwa nwoke ọjọọ o kwesịrị ịnwụ Chibo si ladikwo ya gaziri gị maka ya bụ ozi izitere anyị. Ka m gaa na YouTube maka otu ndị esere ozi na YouTube. Vincent Chus ndewo, Gregory Kadike Ojebe Eke Juventus Ọkpala anyị na-efekwara gị aka ịghọtago ịghọla ofu aka 1 na VOP. Francis Onyebuchi ndewo, Queenet ụka nwa Seraphic Media ya gazitubọrọ gị Okeke Kenneth ọzọ Biafra Lọsị na Amadi isi adịgbo otu handsome ụtụtụ ọma isi Madam Pinto Irikpole Austin ya gazitubọ Lọsị na Amadi ya gazitubọrọ gị eze nwa onye dịkachi Uchinna Amadi ndewo. Francis Udozo ya gaziri gị Nnemeka Stanley isi na achọrọ ọtụtụ ndị dịka Madam Pinto ụtụtụ ọma ndị VOP Nnamele Steven ya gaziri gị maka ya bụ ozi sitere anyị. Madam Pinto oge anyị akụzuola anyị n'oge abụghị nwanne ndị ọzọ siri anyị ozi n'ụtụtụ a biko na-ewe n'iwe ozi ka nkụ oge anyị akụzuola. Madam Pinto ana m ekele gị n'ụtụtụ a n'ihi na anyị kpọrọ gị gaa za anyị akpụkwa gị n'ụbọchị ọzọ biko zakwa anyị. Igbo mụrụ nze mụ ọzọ ebe a ka anyị ga-achịkọba ya n'oge ndị Igbo nke ụtụtụ a. Enwere nwoke adere ebe a agaghị m agụpụta ya oge akụzuole adịgboro atụ ha sam ụtụtụ ọma. Madam Pinto oyi ya bụ oyi dị ugboro atọ ka ị dere ya ka onye nwaanyị gaa n'iru na-agọziri m gị oge eruole mgbe ha ga-atọhapụ Maazị Nnamdi Kanu. Ọ bụkwara Maazị enyi nna ya mkpọ ọ blues ya gaziere gị imena maka isonye anyị n'oge ndị Igbo nke ụtụtụ akụ fọji fọkụ falafọ onye ahụrụ taa sị ka ahụkwa ya echi. Aha m bụ Chika Iro manikpọ Madigbo Wanda Voice of the People. Megbuora gị ọkụkọ taa bụ ahịa eke o ketara gị ihe ọma
echi na-abịa bịa anyị ga-enwe ihe omume anyị na-agba mana achọghị m ikwu ka agba ahụ ga-esi wee dị mana anyị ga-enwekwa agba ndị nke Solomon ga-abịa ga-agwa anyị ka ya bụ ọnọdụ si wee dị. Anyị ga-enwekwa agba si steeti Anambra ka mara ka ọnọdụ steeti Anambra dị n'ozi ndị ọzọ ị kwesịrị ịma. Aha m bụ Tobechukwu Kasme a na-akpọ m Tohamsom nwoke mara mma ọkwa ezi afọ ọhụrụ.
And welcome to Voice of the People Television, VOP. I am Chukwuma Okoro. Now, there's a lot going on in Nigeria. Talk about hope, expectations, promises, failed promises, politics, insecurity, economic decline, regional nationalism, tax reform bills, local government autonomy, 2027 on the radar, and a lot more. In the next 1 hour or so, we'll be having an exclusive interview, talking to one of Nigeria's elder statesmen, Professor Ihechukwu Madubuike Umemma Ndi Isuochi, who will also help us to untie some of the puzzles that face us as a people. Now, Professor Ihechukwu Madubuike is a renowned academic, journalist, author, and politician who was a founding member of Ohaneze Ndi. Now, he served as a member in Imo State House of Assembly between 1979 and 1983. He was appointed Federal Minister of Education, and he served between 1979 and 1981. He was Commissioner for Finance in Imo State, 1981 to 1983. As a journalist, he was editor of the Journal of Black Studies. He also, and that was between 1973 and 1977, he was Executive Director and Chairman, Editorial Board of Champions University. He was a member of the Nigerian People's Party, NPP, between 1979 and 1983. And one will wonder, as a member of the NPP, how come he served as a minister in an NPN government? Oh, well, we are going to unravel all of that. Professor Ihechukwu holds the traditional titles of Onunekuro Hawan of Itochi, Omemma One of Unato, Osoeze One of Okigwe, and he has many book titles to his name, and the latest being Isuochi, 9 Jewels on the Hills. Professor Ihechukwu Madubuike, good afternoon, sir, and welcome to this interview.
Good afternoon, Chukuma. How are you?
I'm very well, sir. Good to have you. Good to have you. Good to see you after a very long time.
Yes, I hope I still remember you when I see you.
Okay, you will, sir. You will. So now let's kick into it. Sir, I would like to ask you. You will turn 81 in July 2025, and just last year at the age of 80, you were
82, really.
okay, 82
not
really. Okay, I'm sorry for that mix-up. 82 really, and that makes it more like the question I want to ask. At the age of 81, you were able to author a book and launch it last year. Where did that energy come from? Can you just help us understand? Where is that energy coming from?
Thank you very much. You know, once you have a gift for something, you develop that gift. It never runs away from you. And I think I didn't develop a new energy at all. I'm just finishing a manuscript, which I submitted to a publisher yesterday or 2 days ago. And that manuscript has to do with whether Nigeria is a failing state, a failed state, or a weak state.
Okay.
Because of a prediction by a think tank in America that by 2030, miserable 5-6 years away, Nigeria may crumble as a state. So I just finished about the 250-page manuscript, which I started about 3 years ago. Now coming to the book I launched, or I presented to research people, or to the public, on the 4th of January this year. It's a labor of love. I started writing it about 10-15 years ago and got it published around 2018. But I kept it in the cooler. I didn't present it publicly then. So where did I find the energy? I was still in my 70s when I started writing.
Okay. Quite
Then it was there.
Okay, quite
Yes.
instructive. Quite instructive. Prof, I like the fact that you asked the question. Very curious, very pertinent question, like what is Nigeria a failed state? Is Nigeria a failing state? And what is our fragile state index and all of that? I remember it was the Council for Foreign Relations, CFR, which is a security think tank in the United States that made that prediction. But we'll get into all of that in the course of the show. Now, let me start by asking you, Prof, how come you were, let's get into all of it now, you were a member of the NPP, Nigerian People's Party, that had Imo State and the Anambra State and Plateau State between 1979 and 1983. How come you served as Minister for Education under an NPN government led by Alhaji Shehu Shagari? What happened? How did you become a member of that cabinet? Can you help us? Can you walk us through, what led to your appointment as a Minister of Education in that government?
I contested election into the Imo House of Assembly when I came back into this country. I resigned my lectureship at Albanito College of Education. For 1 year, I campaigned vigorously in Okigwe, which was my constituency. I won my election under the NPP. And after that, I joined the campaign team of Nnamdi Azikiwe, who was our presidential candidate in that election. And with the likes of Arubiko Okafor and others, we traversed the length and breadth of Nigeria campaigning for him. He didn't win that election. The NPN did also not win outrightly that election. It was more or less a minority government. And the NPN needed a partnership with another party to be able to form a robust government. And so we entered into accord with NPN. A number of agreements, what to do and what not to do. We gave them the ladder and they climbed over, formed a government. Took people from NPP, took people from NPN, Shagari remained the president. So that's what happened. It was through that accord that I was nominated and then confirmed as a Minister of Education.
Okay.
In 1979. That's what happened.
Okay, thank you very much, Prof. Because a lot of people, if not for this background information that you have given, a lot of people have been asking, does it look like what Nyesom Wike is doing with the PDP and APC? Is it strange? Because they also said that, look, Professor Madubuike was a member of the MPP and he served in an NPN government. So I think I'm happy that you have cleared it out, and it doesn't look like as if it's something strange. Do you have anything to say about that? Does it look like what Wike is doing now is what happened to you as a member of the MPP serving in NPN?
No, we are two different breeds, two different categories of people. And the situation is completely different from what Wike and Co are doing. We did not undermine our party in any way. Zik was what was known as a beautiful bride, being wooed both by the NPN and the UPN. And if Zik had decided to join UPN from a government, NPP would have still been in government. But he felt at that time that for two southern parties to merge from a government, the North will feel betrayed with their population. So it was an act of nationalism to keep Nigeria together that led to that marriage convenience.
Okay, thank you very much, Prof. Now, Prof, okay, you wanted to say something, sir?
Yeah, and I say it's a political marriage of convenience.
Okay, political marriage of convenience. You will say, okay, that's for the interest of Nigeria's unity. Okay, I understand all of that. Now, Prof, as serving as a Minister of Education, is there any fond memory you have, of anything that, regarding your stint as a Minister for Education in Nigeria? Is there anything spectacular that came out of your service, to Nigeria as Minister for Education?
Yes, many things.
Okay.
First of all, when I was Minister of Education, Cabinet rank, I had two other ministers of state, one from the west, one from the north. The tripod situation was very much in place at that time. But I was the minister that went to cabinet to present issues of relevant to education and so on. So when I was Minister of Education, we succeeded the military regime, the Biafran regime. And they had a number of things on ground which they didn't want us to tamper with. For instance, there were 13 universities in the country at that time. And they felt that we shouldn't talk about new universities. I came from a background, a democratic background, where I had taught in two different universities in the United States of America before I came back home. And here I was, Minister of Education, having 13 universities that were faithfully performing. The first university I taught in the United States of America, the State University of New York in Buffalo, they had over 38,000 students on one campus. After graduating and teaching there for a while, I moved to Ohio State University, which had over 50,000 students on one campus. Nigeria had 13 universities, okay, with less than 10,000 students in all, with a population of over 70 million at that time. I felt this was not good enough. And none of those universities were science-based. So I went to council, convinced the council that we needed a change. We needed a university that would operate under a presidential system of government, which was what was operating then in Nigeria. We had a presidency for the first time of that nature. And I said I needed more universities in Nigeria, and that these universities would be set up in states that had none, had 19 state structure at that time. And that these universities would be universities of science and technology. There was none. Special oriented universities, including universities of agriculture. including also Open University. I canvassed, not on partisan basis, but on a nationalistic basis. Besides, at that time, we had just started JAM, this Joint Admission Matriculation Board. And many candidates who applied were not admitted because of the obnoxious carrying capacity of these universities. I changed all that. Council accepted my proposition, and we decided to set up specialist universities of science and technology in the states that had none. And one of them was Imo State. Another was Gongola State, Benue State, Bauchi State, Niger, and so on and so forth. That's the origin of these universities of science and technology. Spectacular. And we appointed. We didn't have much money to start 7 of them at the same time. We graduated them. We started 3 in 1970, 1980. Beginning with University of Science and Technology, which we now call FUTO. We started another one in Bauchi. We started another one in Gongola. We started another one in Makodi, which was agriculture based. So that's one.
Okay.
There was nothing like that before then. But we went ahead to do another thing. I made sure that the private sector, remember that the military had banned participation in the private sector, especially the religious bodies. And I said that was wrong. The university I went to was public university. And I made sure that the private sector came into education, and that's how private universities started. There was no private university before I became Minister of Education. All right? Now check it out.
Good.
And I went ahead to start the Open University of Nigeria. I set up a committee with Daniela Fibo and Professor Joe and another person from the north as members. We were always inclusive. Didn't leave any part of this country at that time. Check the records. So we started the Open University. Some of the materials with which they started here in Abuja are still present in my library in Isochi. If these steps are not spectacular in education, tell me what is.
Okay, but Prof, quite spectacular. I think that's a lot. That's a lot. You did quite well in my own personal assessment. And I know that a lot of Nigerians will agree with me that you did well. Now, but there's something that has run through your discourse, and it is the issue of Nigeria's unity and inclusivity. Look at how you said you had 2 ministers of state, one from the west and one from the north. You also talked about the committee, you had Adiola Fibo, Professor Adiola Fibo, you had one Professor Ojo, and another one from the north. Talk about inclusivity. Prof, how much of that inclusivity have we retained in our national lives, in our politics, and how much of that have we lost in trying to build a nation called Nigeria?
A nation, our founding fathers did not make a mistake by building Nigeria on a tripod based on population. The Igbos, the Yorubas, and the North.
Career pattern and durability emotionally to be with their children and financially take care of them. It will not go one. We put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you refuse to take care of them. Nene couldn't wait to be at the cable. The body met from one come. Here goes you would take it. Nene couldn't negotiate your teeth. But I'm going to wear how come to wife. He couldn't get your answer, he said. Can be social worker, be an alien, Hannah Bonnet prison.
Honey, what I said.
He never knew where I said, oh, shut up. Can I run it here? Can you listen to me? So, Marcia, the Chaluni, where you let me reach and me out for Juhan, however I said,
this is also my son.
Say that, let me see. Say you want to speak in Igbo.
Yes.
Oh, yes, one Igbo.
I wish now my son will evidence this Igbo. He haven't gave me witness. Don't know how number. On a child fellow. We won't be with the enemy. No, my way. Maybe try penny. Only one thing I many with them to this and another. It's just 18 minutes. Nothing they pen. Why would they finish after everything? They'll be eating raw rice.
So, get in intact with your mom. They are one didn't mean. Unana food missing. Really? Will you shut up? Overtake here. Choke one in my dear. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 boys. They will put you Papa, now that family. Only for you to destroy these children. Can social welfare this guy, this woman, and then Kaseboka police, I are charging her to court. I've told men, it's in nature, and a law for get faith to go. Nature say lawful. What you will do is what? He are capable to this woman to go with her children.
I care for these children, it's not you. I don't
know how many nations? 1, 2, 3, 4. Nekodi o ma se akafa de nanya. Nkana korobish. Nia nya dia che hanni hata rice ndo. So o ma se na literal for water rice.
The husband,
look at you.
There's something that the husband said. No negotiable blood tonic, no nenye how. I send this but to go and pack all the drugs. And we get shut up. We get nothing. Now, if you understand what is happening, I've not interviewed this one and this one. You can interview these people outside here.
I know how to do that. Just pop for money now.
Oga Kafa Gayo.
Assuming
Aronekid.
I don't for 3 years.
Okay, come where Ibido no bound Yaganka.
Last year I'm married.
Okay, so how long Kagina Munya get to go separated?
How long can you know about dates? Can he hold to you before I know here?
I'm a says girl. Man pass. I'm a says girl.
Process he does the human no push says man. Kill to get a kill to see the defendant a boom. Somebody.
Thank you so much for watching the program. I appreciate you for your patience to watch from beginning to end. I hope you have learned a lot from this very program that I just played, this video. Please like and share the video. Share to all platforms. After sharing the video, now you can go to the comment section and put down your comments. Whatever suggestions, contributions you have to make, what do you think about the video I just played? Go to the comment section and put your comment. I will go to the comment section and I bet you I am learning a lot from there and you can equally learn from there. Let us share our experience on that comment section. Thank you so much and stay blessed. Don't forget to share and we continue to bless you as you share. Biafra government, peace, progress, unity and equity. We move.